Hi everyone, my name is Kristin Hayes. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm going to show you how to make this wedding card today using some new products and some continuing products. So often all my bridal or wedding cards are pinks and grays, and I just wanted to have a little bit of a different color scheme. So we're going to start today by having a piece of pretty peacock. This is one of the new in colors, and it's cut at 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4, just your typical card size. And then we're going to put on a piece of the Garden Lane DSP. This is cut at 5 1/4 by 4, and I'm just going to show you some of the, or all of the pieces of cardstock in this designer series paper. It's the Garden Lane, if I didn't say that already. And these are just so pretty. They're all in greens, so you can use them for a variety of projects. I just love, look how pretty this one is. Oh my goodness. So I've been using it quite a bit already. There's the back side of that one. This is the one we're using, and that's the back side of that. So that one looks like a quilt. They're just beautiful. And they're neutral enough that it can go with quite a bit of different, oh, that's one of my favorite ones. Quite a bit of different projects. Anyways, we'll get started. So we're gonna just nail this right to our base, like this. And then we're not really doing anything else to this piece either, so I'm going to put this piece on as well. This is a piece of mint macaron, and it's 4 5/8 by 3 3/8. And we're just going to snail that on as well. All right, so then we're going to put this aside and work on the middle part of the card. So what I used is the meant to be stitch dies, and there's a lot in here. I'm using the biggest heart, and it's approximately 3.5 by 4 in diameter and length, but that's an approximation. So these are just some beautiful framelits that you can get in this die kit, and they don't always have to be just for Valentine's, because this does coordinate with the meant to be stamp set. But we're not using the stamp set today, we're just using some of the dies out of here. So we will continue on, and what we need to do is that this heart actually cuts the heart into 2 pieces. It'll cut it into an inner circle and an outer framed part, the scallop part. So we need to cut 2 pieces to put it together through the big shot. So let me just bring that up here, and I will show you what I'm talking about. Alrighty, whoops. Okay, so we're just going to put it through twice. So this we're going to put through, oops, I did the other piece already, and there we go. So this is just scrap paper I'm using. This is Very Vanilla. Trying not to get my arms in the way of what's going on. All right, and so then when you take it out, you can see we have 2 pieces, the center heart and then the outer rim. Now this piece we're not going to use, so we can just put that aside and save it for another project. And then we're going to come in with the pretty peacock. Again, this is another piece of scrap paper, and we're just going to run this through as well. There we go. Put this over here, and that just popped right out. All right, so these pieces just popped right out. So now we have the outer, and we'll put it together in a minute, but just so you can see how it'll work. And then this piece I'll save for another project as well. So then the other piece, this is in the same die set. I just cut out this floral piece, and then we're going to put on the bottom of the heart, but we're going to stamp on it first. So we're going to use the Very Versailles stamp set. This is in the new annual catalog, and this set is phenomenal. I think it gets overlooked, but these pieces can add so much dimension to some of your cards, and I've been using it quite a bit since I received it. So let me just put that over here, and we're going to use the leaves, and we're going to come in and let's see, use the mint macaron. And we're just gonna ink it up, and we're just gonna come in and just randomly kind of scatter the leaves over the heart like so. There we go. Then we're gonna use some fine tip glue just to put this floral piece on. You know what? I think I did the stitching on this one. Let me just look in here quick. I think, yeah, I did. Okay, before we put that on, let's just run this through the Big Shot one more time to get the stitching on this heart. So you can see it fits on like this, and it's not going to cut anything. It's just going to add that stitching detail. I forgot to grab that out earlier. All right, so we'll do that. Now, when you do this piece, you just need to make sure you get the heart on correctly so that you're not going off of the piece you've already cut. You want it centered on just near the rim, the edge of the heart. All right, so let's run this through again. So as you can see, it did not cut through. Oops, sorry for the shaking. It did not cut through, but just added the stitched detail around the edge of the heart. Perfect. All right, so then we're gonna put on the floral piece, and we're just gonna put it towards the end here just for some detailing. And I'm just gonna put on a little bit of the fine tip glue on here, and I don't really even squeeze, maybe just to start it, and then I just kind of let gravity take its course, and I'm not going over every single edge on it, just a couple. And then I'm just gonna lay it on here like this so it goes from edge to edge, and we'll stick a block on there for just a minute. And I always make sure to close this right away because we left one out for too long one day and it got too gooped up to put the pin back in. So just a word to the warning. Whatever. Why's to the warning? Now I can't even talk. Okay, moving on. We're going to do Happy Wedding Day. Now this is from Beautiful Bouquet. And I love the font in this. It has a lot of great sayings for weddings, birthday, congratulations, anniversary, and the flowers in it are beautiful too. We're just going to be using the font today for the Happy Wedding Day. So we're just going to, this is a piece of scrap, very vanilla. So we've got that stamped. And now we're going to come in and we're going to, oh, I'm so sorry. My punch went, let me just adjust that a little bit. My punch landed right on my camera mount. Sorry about that. Now this is 1.5 and it just fits right inside. There we go. And we're going to come in with, that was 1.5 inch circle punch. And then we're going to use the 1 3/4 inch circle punch. And I've just got a piece of scrap mint macaron, and we're going to punch that and layer it up. There we go. Okay, and now we need the Forever and Always. And this one, I mixed a lot of sets today. This one is from the Itty Bitty Greetings, and this is so perfect for any occasion you need. I use this quite a bit, and you've just got birthday, graduation, trick-or-treat, anniversary, anything you really need is in this set, and it adds just a little bit of extra. So we're going to use the Forever and Always today, and we're going to stamp in the Pretty Peacock, and we're going to stamp directly onto the Mint Macaron. I hope I'm not too low. There we go. And then I just need to grab the correct punch, and I will put this on the screen. I forget the name of this punch, but I'll make sure it's on the screen so you know which one. It might be Classic Label. I think it is, but I'm not 100%. So then we're just going to punch that out. Release the paper. Let me just put some of these punches aside. And that is all our stamping for this card. So I think we have all our pieces and we can assemble it now. I'm just gonna close up my ink pad so I don't have any accidents. Okay, so to assemble the card, the first thing I did was I took the heart and I popped it up on dimensionals. So let me grab, those are little ones here. I'm using the edges on these because you always want to use all of your pieces. Don't let them go to waste. I just cut them up, and then you can use them just like you would a regular dimensional. That way you're not wasting any. We got one dimensional still on here. I always use all my sheets up like that. So we're going to take the dimensionals off. And then we're going to put this heart towards the top, but not to the tippity top, just a little bit towards the top. There we go. And then I'm going to snail this wedding. Happy wedding day. And just tuck it under the heart a little bit. There we go. And this Forever and Always, we're going to put up with some mini dimensionals. We're just going to tuck those on here. I think 2 will do it. All right. Whoops, let's make sure we get it going the right way. And then we're just going to tuck that right on there. Now, for this heart, we're going to put it, we're going to use the fine tip glue pen again, and we're going to press it down beneath the popped up heart. You really can't tell when it's all put together that one is popped up and one is underneath, but I wanted to give the card a little bit of dimension with the middle of the heart there. So I'm just applying this around the edges again. I don't really press very hard or at all once it starts going. And then we're going to just adhere this right to our card. So you just want to go right over your heart. Make sure it's coming through and press that. Let's see if I have a bigger block here. I'm just going to hold it down for a minute while I fix my glue. There we go. And it doesn't take long to dry at all. Just make sure it's going, just because it's a little bit underneath the popped up heart. You just want to give it an extra minute here. And I think that'll do it. So there's our 2 cards. I hope you enjoyed today's videos, even with all my slip-ups. I have all of my links listed below and would love for you to subscribe. And if you're not already working with a demonstrator, I'd love a chance to work with you. Thank you so much for watching today.